Hey guys, thanks for watching and welcome to episode 5 of Raising Junior. So if you remember, in the last episode we finished off trying on the floors with self-tapping screws and checking the alignment of everything. Since then we welded the floors in full as well as the sills. We really didn't film that process because it was very time consuming and it was the first time doing the job. So what we'll do is we turn the car around and we're going to work on the left side. Now before we put the floors in, there's some rust sections that we have to fix. They're in the rear seat and at the front, which are easier to do without the floors in place. I also realized that a lot of people aren't sure what an Alpha GT looks like, so here are some pictures of different variations of Alpha GTs. So in this shot we can see the floors and sills fully welded in place. After a lot of trial and error and alignment with the doors, we were good to go, so we welded everything in place. We also had to shorten the floor pans because they come in two parts and they overlap, so we just had to trim the part right here and fully weld them together. We also had to add the slots in the pedals. The car is right-hand drive, so the floor pan didn't have any holes for them. So we used the pedals, marked everything, and then cut the slots for the pedals to go through. From this angle, we can see the car from below. So these are the new floor plans in place, which are spot welded to the new sills. These welds over here are the ones we added from the sill to the floor pan to add extra strength. And here is the new jacking point welded in place. So next we will tackle this repair. This part over here is located behind the rear seat and is actually the chassis rail that holds the rear axle in place. This is a structural part of the car, so it's really important to fix it well. As you can see, there is layers of metal that have been eroding away, and this makes the car very unsafe. The corrosion has spread into the rear wheel arch, so we'll have to take care of this area. To carry out the inner corner repairs, we're gonna start working our way in and then building the panels as we go outward. So we started with this cardboard pattern, and this is going to repair the corner that had three sides here. After that we will put the inner panel in. After we're happy with the size of the cardboard pattern, we transferred it onto sheet steel and cut it out with a grinder. The chassis repair is finished, and here it's painted in a coat of weld-through primer. So after we were happy with the fit of the cardboard template, we just transferred the outer edges onto the sheet steel. And now it's time to fire up the plasma. This is a new tool I got. It works by creating a very strong arc of heat inside the gun, and compressed air shoots it through the metal. After a lot of forming, the panel is almost ready to be welded in place. If you notice, there's a lot of details that go in it. It's not just a curved panel, but there's also a bump here to clear the bolt. And there's also this part that forms to match the top of the sill. Before welding it in place though, there's a small double panel that we need to weld underneath the top there. We'll cut a little bit from the side to gain access, weld that in place, and then weld this plate on top. So the next step is to weld the plate in place. We used some intergrips to hold the plate temporarily, and also added some holes so we can weld through them and copy the factory plug welds. Here we can see an intergrip upside down. I put it this way because of the curve, and you can see how it works. So basically there's a steel dowel pin that aligns both plates. So this is the left corner completely repaired with the new panels. This is the area where the floor pan goes in. We restored the cross brace, then tacked it temporarily in place. And this is the part we finished earlier. So here we're trying the new floor against the repair we just did. It fits nicely, however we still have to fabricate some panels. This area is a bit rusty here, and we also have to fill in this gap as it's generic for left-hand drive cars. These are the replacement floor pans. They're a little bit longer, so there's one piece that overlaps, just in case you need to replace one side. I will be replacing both, so I will cut off the piece that overlaps, like so.